Namaste, everyone. Today we have here with us Jyotishman Sarkar, who, despite his young age, has done tremendous work in researching about Bengali history. And today he's going to share with us some interesting facts about the Deva dynasty, which is often neglected in our overall narrative of Bharatiya Charitra or Bharatiya history. But if any of you are fluent in Bengali, I would recommend that you check out his YouTube channel. And I think he's also coming up with a book that he's writing about Deva dynasty and probably other topics as well. So over to you, Jyotishmanji, and looking forward to what you have to share with us today.
Okay, hello everyone. I would not prefer to say myself a researcher because I am a good student. I will say that, and actually, what researcher does that they do stylistic dating and comparison of manuscripts and those things. I don't understand those things. What I can do is I can study those books and compile the narrative. So that's what I am doing. So today's session, I will talk about the Deva dynasty, uh, what is often neglected and very much neglected throughout the uh, entire perspective of Indian history, and it is the last Hindu dynasty of Bengal after Sena dynasty, which ruled for 200 years after the Sena dynasty. Mm, okay, yes. Uh, so uh, during 1203, Sena dynasty last. Uh, Everyone knows Lakshman Sena was last Sena ruler, but that is not true. During that time, Bhaktiyar Khilji made an invasion in Bengal to capture Lakshman Sena. Uh, so that campaign was a disaster because they were not able to capture him, and they depict the story of 1400, sorry, 18 cavalrymen, though through 18 cavalrymen they captured Bengal, which is a false narrative, of course. And writer of this story is Minhajus Siraj, uh, who traveled Bengal after 60 years after that incident. So also it was not a primary source. He had heard that story from an old Turkish mercenary man. So that is a false narrative. Contemporary sources of Umapatidhar Saran, the court poet of Lakshman Sena, he depicts that um, Bakhtiyar was defeated and his hand was severely injured in an arrow in that battle. And also the sources of another Turkish historian, Muhammad Ismi, he also said something different. He said that his depiction was something that Turk surrounded Lakshman Sena, uh, and Lakshman Sena was able to break that encirclement and he flew away to eastern Bengal. That's what Ismi said. Ismi's description doesn't depict something like 18 cavalrymen or something like that. Ismi says that they entered into the city as seller of horse traders. They used to trade horse from Central Asia. There were some traders because Central Asia was breeding grounds of wild horses and those types of things. So they entered for that and they tried to capture him, and that wasn't successful. Anyway, so after Lakshman Sena, the his kingdom became two part: East Sen Empire and West Sen Empire. Although West Sen Empire didn't last long, emperor of West Sen Empire was Kesava Sena, the second oldest son of Lakshman Sena, and East Sen Empire was governed by Viswarup Sena, the youngest son of Lakshman Sena. So I can tell you this territory was called East Sen Empire, and around this region, there was West Sen Empire, which collapsed under the attack of Ghiyasuddin Yavuz Khilji. During that time, af- after Vishwarup Sena, and Vishwarup Sena as an commander led various campaigns and various successful campaigns. Uh, if you follow historian Vikram Sampath, he recently mentioned one expedition of Vishwarup Sena in Varanasi, where he engraved one stone pillar in the name of Shiva Vishweswara in 1212. So there was continuous attack, counter attack between Senas and Turks for 80 years, Sena dynasty, until it collapsed. There was continuous attack and counter attack. You know,
So
during
just
that,
so sorry, just to ask here. So when you say that in Varanasi this particular inscription was found, it means it was under the Turks and the Sena dynasty was able to capture Varanasi for
for
a brief
for
period.
for a few amount of time, for a small period of time,
Hmm.
he was able to capture Varanasi region. And Hans T. Bakkar mentioned in his book Construction and Deconstruction of Varanasi.
Hmm.
In that book, he mentioned about the stone pillar.
Okay.
Okay, so during that time, another dynasty was rising uh, in the perspective in the uh, frontier of eastern frontier of Sena dynasty. That was Dev dynasty. So first of all, Devas were generals of Lakshman Sena, and their first man was a chieftain, village chieftain named Purushottama. After him, Madhumathan or Madhusudan Deva, he became the first feudal of Deva dynasty. He ruled in a small kingdom in Harikala. And after Madhusudan, Vasudeva, aka Ranavanka Malla, Harikal Deva, and that region in Chittagong, this Chittagong region was called Horikal. In most of the Gupta times and Sena times, it was mentioned at Horikal. So, uh, you know, this region, in this region, he became the ruler of this region in 1202, and after some time he died, and her queen became the regent. It is not known when he died, but around 1209 uh, there is a inscription of Chandi inscription of a Chandi temple. It is found that one Chandi Murti was given to son of Malla Devi, uh, who was the regent queen of Harikal region, uh, because son of Malla Devi, two sons of Malla Devi, Narayan and Damodar, and they were acting as some chieftains of Sena army. So it was given from uh, Vishwarup Sena. Uh, and it happened after the death, 3 years after the death of Lakshman Sena. Lakshman Sena died in 1206. So around that time, this region was East Sena Empire, you know,
Hmm.
and after some years, it was only the East Sena Empire because West Sena Empire collapsed under the attack of Ghiyasuddin Yavuz Khilji. So the regent queen of uh, Harikal, Malladevi, she ruled that region for almost 25 years, until and unless her son Damodar Dev ascended the throne in 1231. And during that time, at 1231, Damodar Deva ascended the throne, and later on, Damodar Deva expanded the boundary of Sen Empire to further east. Uh, he led a tremendous expedition around, and he defeated five kings in the northeast region from Manipur to Chattogram, and he became the overlord of that region under the Sena Confederacy, obviously. So around um 1220 or 1222, Viswarup Sena died, and when Viswarup Sena died, his brother came to eastern Bengal after his kingdom almost collapsed, and he became the ruler. After Sena became the emperor, almost the same dynasty almost became the confederacy, and central power uh, become very weak. During that time, Devas were slowly becoming um, some autonomous or semi-independent or fully independent. And after him, Surya Sen became the king around 1240. And during to 1240, Damodar Deva led a successful campaign in reconquering the Gaur region. And
Here, if I may interrupt, can you first explain what the Gaud region is? Because many people may not
yes,
know.
Gaur region starts from this river, you know, this river to this Brahmaputra. It is the old track of Brahmaputra. Now, if you see, Brahmaputra goes through this track, but uh, before 18th century, there was an earthquake. Due to that, this old track changed to from east to
Hmm.
westward, and this flows now this way.
Would
So
it be
this
right to say that Gaud region is the Doab of the Bengal region between Brahmaputra and the Ganga river system?
yeah, you can say. So this region was called Gaud, and he captured again the Gaud region. This region was again fully captured for some time, of course, and it is mentioned in his cover page, Khato Gaud Mahi Mahotsava Ang Chakra Punashchakriya. And it is also mentioned in Tripur Rajmala. During that time, Gaud was recaptured by Sena dynasty.
Again, if I may ask a question here. So the Tripur, you mentioned, I think, a royal text from Tripura.
Yeah.
Likewise, is there anything in the Manipur texts which again corroborate the fact that he had actually conquered Manipur as well?
I don't know about Manipur because I don't understand Manipuri that much, and because Tripur Rajmala was written in Bengali, so I can decipher
Hmm.
that.
Right. Okay.
Uh, and what I am saying that he conquered those regions
Hmm.
because I read that thing written by Purnachandra Dev uh, Chattogram Ityas or History of Chittagong, written by Purnachandra Dev Burma. He claimed that thing that he conquered from Manipur to Srihatta to Tripura to this
Okay.
whole region.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how the thing goes. And during Surya Sena, Sen dynasty almost became a confederacy, where the authority of emperor becomes negligible, and feudal lords uh, used to gain more authorities, more independence, and thus something like that structure came
Like the
to an end.
Marathas.
Like Marathas, like Holy Roman Empire or Japanese Shogunate, something like that. Okay, so that's how it goes on. And uh, I have already said that Senas were able to push back the Turks two times. First in 1212, capture of Varanasi. Second in 1240, recapture of Gaud. and third time it was by Danuj Rai, son of Damodar Dev. Okay, so son of Damodar Deva, Danuj Rai, Dasrath Dev Danuj Rai, he became the king of this region. Almost he was the king because the authority of Sen dynasty almost became negligible. And he was a vassal of Gaudeshwar Paramsogata Madhusena, and he had to be mentioned. Madhusena, Paramsogata Madhusena was a Buddhist, first Buddhist monarch of Sen dynasty and last monarch of Sen dynasty, because after him Sen dynasty collapsed. So he led successful campaigns in recapturing gold again, and uh, his title was something like that: "Iho kolu Bikram Puro Samabhoshito Srimat Vijaya Skandavara Srimanno Narayana Charana Kripa Prasad Masito Gaud Rajya Ashyapati Gajapati Narapati Rajatrayapati Devanai Kamalo Bhaskar Somavangsha Pradip Panna Karna Shaktabat Gangia Sarnagata Bajapantha Parameshwar Parambhattarag Maharaj Dhiral Orial Dunumajam Tasarat Deva." So you can see his title was almost like emperor, and he had the authority of over Sen dynasty, like uh, almost like an emperor, and something like that. Madhushen was merely a king, and the whole authority was under control of Devas. And during that time the authority of Sen has almost fractured, but Madhushena successfully, during the Madhushena rule, he successfully recaptured the both Gaya and Gaud, and Gaud Govardhan of Srihatta. He became the governor of Gaud, and governor of Magad for some time, for a few time, or most you can say 3 or 4 years. And Danuj Rai, son of Danuj Rai, Harideva, he became the governor of Gaud for some time. And this successful capture of Magad and Bodh Gaya happened not only due to the power of Sena dynasty, but to more powerful allies. One was Ashoka Chaladev of Garhwal region. He was a Buddhist king, and uh, Purushottam Singha of Kumail, Kamaraja Purushottam Singha. He was also a Buddhist king, and as you know, I already said, uh, he was the first Buddhist monarch of Sen dynasty, Madhushena. He also took part in the campaign, and during that time, for some time, Bodh Gaya was recaptured, and they tried to rebuild the Nalanda Bodh Bihar for some time. During that period, almost three monks came out who became famous in Korea, Japan, and Tibet, in those regions. Although I don't know their names, I
Mm,
I can remember that, those
so
names. But
very
during that time,
interesting.
one
Sorry.
resurgence happened for 2 or 3 years, or some period, 4 5 years. But that resistance collapsed during the reign of Mughisuddin Tughlaq.
I think this is very interesting what you said. So essentially, three Buddhist kings, two from Uttarakhand, Kumaon region, Garhwal,
No,
Kumaon,
Garhwal is in
Nepal,
Nepal
Uttarakhand,
and
Nepal, Uttarakhand, right?
Nepal and
Yeah. So
Uttarakhand.
basically,
Yes.
you have two kings, Buddhist kings from the Himalayan region, and one Buddhist king from Bengal, who together successfully defeated the Turks, and captured Bodh Gaya at least for some time. And this is something which we don't actually hear about, right? We only hear about the destruction of the Buddhists. But
It is covered in inscription of Asak Challar, History of Nepal,
hmm,
written by, I don't know what the, I can now remember the author's name, but medieval history of Nepal, you can find those inscriptions that Bodh Gaya was recaptured for some time.
okay.
So
But
was Buddhism a major, Buddhism a major philosophy still followed there, or there were also an equal
in
number
which
of
region?
Hindus? Or
In which region?
in this region during the, so when you mentioned that he was the first sane Buddhist king monarch and all that, so was there a like how was the religious this thing, or like was the whole kingdom Buddhist, or what?
Mix.
You
Why,
know,
why?
Sena dynasty was a Saiva dynasty, but after Lakshman Sen, when their capital shifted to Eastern Bengal, and in Eastern Bengal there was more Buddhist population than Western half. So maybe that influence played on, but it is not known why Madhusena adopted Buddhism. Was it because the influence of Devas in Sena Empire to counter that, because he tried to patronize Buddhists? I don't know what was the cause, and I don't know actually what was the religious composition of Buddhist during that period. But before the Sena rule, there was significant amount of Buddhist, as you know, from the Palas. Almost half of the Pala emperors were Buddhist. So there may be the remnants of Pala Empire, and remaining Buddhist population was obviously there. That may be the cause, but it is not properly known why he adopted Buddhism.
I think it's safe to say that it was a mixed population, right? So you had some
It
kings
was
who
a
were
mix, but
following.
because during that time no census was conducted during that time, so we can't say.
Mhm.
But there was significant Buddhist population, of course. So after that, it is not known how Madhusena died. But one of my friends studying archaeology, uh, he provided me the details that there is a manuscript. Although I don't know, I haven't verified that thing. He said that there is a manuscript in um, Nepal named Gaud Pattali. Over here, he read the thing in the translation. He read the translation of the manuscript, and it is preserved in Nepal Museum archives. Uh, there, he read one king named Veeradeva. He king killed last monarch of Sena dynasty, Madhusena, uh, through a spear when he was marching. He was returning home from a victorious camp. So maybe there was some collision and friction of uh, Hinduism and Buddhism due to due to those nobles who are loyal to Senas. They felt that Senas are becoming pro-Buddhist and those things. Maybe that thing may happen, but I haven't verified those things, so I can claim that. So, however, Sen dynasty rule ended after the death of Madhusena for two and a half year. There was a dispute between, uh, this was the Sena Confederacy during that time. It is collateral Savar Sen dynasty started from brother of Lakshman Sena, Bhima Sena. This was the territory of Raja Gaur Govardhan Dev. I already previously mentioned he was appointed as governor of Magadh for some time,
Mm.
and this was the territory of Deva territory, 1255, around that time, and Harideva was appointed as governor of Gaur for some time during that region when they recaptured this region. And here was traitor Raja Chandraketu, traitor Rajesh Prabhakar Rai. Prabhakar Rai was formerly a priest of Rajpurohit of uh, previous king, father of Madhusena, Surya Sena. He was the priest of Rajpurohit of in his darbar, and he was appointed as the ruler of Khadi Mandal. Khadi Mandal means Gulf of Bengal, this region. He was appointed as the ruler. And thus, like that, Sena dynasty was almost fractured during that time. So after,
Question here. So the Raja of Chandraketu, is that also where Chandraketu Gad is, or is it
yes,
just a
yes, yeah,
coincidence?
Chandraketu God is although the site, archaeological site of Chandraketu God is older than Raja
Hmm.
Chandraketu, but there used to exist one king named Raja Chandraketu.
Okay.
Okay. And later on, Raja Chandraketu was killed during the invasion of Shah Shufi and Jafar Khan. They killed him during the campaign. After the Sena dynasty collapsed, obviously. Uh, after that, Devas became the overlord, and for 2.5 years during that time, collateral Sena dynasty and two sons of there was a dispute over throne, and there was very much chaos regarding the throne, who will become the king, Love Sen, Buddha Sen, collateral Sena dynasty. They were also claimants of throne, and that's how things became messy. And during that time, uh, Mughisuddin Tugril, who was previously a governor of Bengal, he was transferred somewhere else due to his incapacities of due to his time. There was a Ganga campaign of Ganga dynasty, another campaign of Ganga dynasty during 1245.
Here, when
During
you
that
say
time, they also
Ganga,
attacked Gaur.
you're referring to the Odisha
Yes, yes. They
dynasty.
Ganga dynasty and alliance of this Rad region, the feudals of Rad region, which were remnants of Western Sena Empire. They are after Western Sena Empire fractured.
Hmm.
There are some chieftains who are left out. Those chieftains used to rule their territories independently. They
Hmm.
allied with Gangas and they attacked this region. Due to that, Mughisuddin Tughlil was not able to resist that attack, and he was transferred somewhere else. But during 78, when the capture of Magad happened, 72, he was reappointed as the governor, and he successfully pushed them back into the eastern Bengal. And when the chaos happened, he came more eastward, and he captured up to this Brahmaputra river, up to this region. He captured the whole region.
Hmm.
You know, so almost at that time, this region to this region, Brahmaputra, this region was under Delhi Sultanate, and this region was obviously under Delhi Sultanate, and the upper Ra region, the upper region of Ra, this was also under Delhi Sultanate. So
Okay.
this territory was under Delhi Sultanate, and Mughisuddin Tughlaq was the governor. There was two main power centers during that time. First is Mughisuddin Tughlaq, and second is Danujai Dasratya. So, Mughisuddin Tughlaq tried to capture this region, eastern region, for very much time, but later on he himself declared as the sovereign ruler of Bengal. When he declared that, Ghiyasuddin Balban, Balban launched a campaign against Mughisuddin Tughlaq. And Mughisuddin Tughlaq, after losing the battle over here, he came eastwards over here in Sonargaon. Sonargaon was a port near Bikrampur, and Bikrampur was, Sonargaon was a port city near Bikrampur. He tried to escape in this route through Padda and Meghna. He tried to escape through this route, and uh, at that time, uh, you know, yes, Balban cracked a deal with Danujrai Dasarat Deva. Uh, so Danujrai Dasarat Deva agreed to the deal, and he said he will help in capturing Mughisuddin Tughlaq, but he needs the recognition to become a sovereign ruler. Balban has to greet him, Raja Dasharath Dev, and when Dasharath Dev enters into camp of Balban, he will stand up in the ovation of uh, Dasharath Deva, because he is in the same level of Balban, and it was pretty much humiliating for a Sultan of Delhi So for that, Malik Ikhtiaruddin Nektar, one of his chieftain general, he proposed an idea that, sir, you should sit on the throne with a falcon, and when Danuj Rai enters your camp, you will release it and you will stand up. And people will think, your subordinates will think you stand up not for Danuj Rai, but to catch the falcon. So he proposed that idea and it was successful. Danuj Rai thought, um, he stood up for him, and the subordinates thought that he stood up to catch the falcon. Okay, so the deal happened, and he barricaded the lower region. Where is it? Okay, he barricaded this region. This was the final expansion of Danuj Rai, this region, and Tugral was trying to escape through this route. Through this route, he was trying to escape, but he was caught and he was handed over to Balban, and Balban executed him in Lucknow. Lucknow was over here. Lucknow was capital of, you know, the Bengal province of Delhi Sultanate, which city was previously established by Maharaja Lakshman Sena. So he executed him over there, and he left. Although Balban left that region, but Balban never forgot uh, the humiliation. You know, he never forgot the humiliation that he faced. So that's why he said he sent the Bogra Khan in Diari Bangla, in the Battle of Diari Bangla. Diari Bangla battle happened over here in this region, and according to Turk sources of Tariq Firoshari, it was a draw. Although most of the Turk sources, when they loses the battle, they often takes that thing when they writes that thing. They writes it was a draw. It wasn't a win to the infidel Kafirs. So it was a draw. But that thing happened, and one of the region of Bangladesh, this over here, this region was named after Bogra Khan. It is called Bogura, you know Bagura district of Bangladesh. And Bagura region was the first region where forceful conversion of both Hindu and Buddhist happened in Bengal. First, it was the first incident around 1288 or around that time. So that was the Diari Bangla war. So Delhi Bengal Treaty, you know, Tantras, it is a information of Kulakarika Tasma Bhutanayang Prachandang Binayang Kasavakashayang Deshanchapi Bihayang Banga Magam Vitar Vitar Vitarataskarang Vitarataskarang Tuskarang, मतलब यहाँ पे तुर्स को बोला जा रहा है. Tantra Singh Danujari Madhava. Danujari means, Danuj means Asur, Ari means Sanghar, or killing. Madhav means Narayan. That Narayan who kills those Asurs. Nripattam Keshava Bhupati. Shainam Vipraganai Pita Mahakena Naranasya Yuktaga. You know. So, according to the conditions of Delhi Bengal Treaty, which was later violated, that's why later on he counter-attacked Danuj Rai. There was various conditions, although conditions were not recorded as historical evidence, but uh, uh, if we study those inscriptions, we can presume what was the conditions. According to one of the condition, those, you know,
Did I understand correctly that what you said in Bengali, it's basically comparing the Turks with Asur, correct? And
No, no.
No?
Yes, yes. Turks was compared as Osurs. It is
Hmm.
not Bengali, so it was Sanskrit text, although
Okay, it's
it is
written in
written in
Bengali,
Bengali
but
script.
okay, it's written in
Script.
Bengali script. Okay.
And yeah, my Sanskrit isn't that good enough, so that's why I can't read it properly.
Okay.
So that's how they are compared. And you know, according to the condition, this region, over here is Bikrampur, Rampal. Okay, Brahmaputra was flowing during that time in this region through
Hmm.
this route, and here wasn't any river. And here, through this route, flowed one stream of Padma River that was then called Dhakeshwari River. You can Google it. In Bangladesh, still exists one stream of Dhakeshwari River, which was then the main flow of Padma River. So that became the boundary between Delhi Sultanate and Deva dynasty. So during that time, some negotiations happened. Balban would stop the persecution of Hindus in Bengal, and uh, for that, Donujrai had to allow Islam as one of the religion in his domain. So during that time, first madrasa was established in Sonargaon region over here.
So
This
just to be clear, he's saying, I will not commit atrocities against Hindu in my kingdom if you allow
yes,
Islam in your kingdom. And I
yes, yes.
find parallels with how Pakistan behaves today as well, right?
For the first time, the first madrasa in Bengal was established during that time in Sonargaon region. Okay, the one Maulana Abu Talaki or something like that, Samsuddin Abu Talaki, something like that was his name. He established the first madrasa in Bengal and in Sonargaon region over here.
Hmm.
And many accounts says that he used to be a teacher of Balwan during that time, and many accounts says that he was, I think, he was driven out from his kingdom because Balban wasn't happy about him, so that's why he transferred him to Dev kingdom to work for Islam over there, and
Hmm.
something like that, according to uh, court history. So I don't know what happened during that time, but he came to Dev dynasty and he established a small madrasa over here,
Hmm.
and that was the first madrasa in Bengal. So from that, although it was, I think it was a suicidal decision
Hmm.
because later on those clerics
Hmm.
born from there, they later on backstabbed Hindus. After that, we will see that thing. And after,
Another thing, sorry, I just noticed. Maybe the reason why the Deva dynasty is neglected in Indian history is because I think, in a way, it is the region that they control was pretty much Bangladesh today, or what was East
yes, yes,
Pakistan.
yeah, the
So
region
our
is totally.
Indian history narrative is so focused on just the current territory that we completely miss the bigger picture of
Yes, and
what was going on.
also during that time, most of the works almost got lost, and after independence,
Hmm.
almost no work happened on Deva dynasty because Deva dynasty was mostly concentrated in those regions which is now called Bangladesh, and you know there always has been a consistent effort from Bangladesh to disregard the Hindu histories of Bengal,
Hmm.
and there has been tremendous missing cases of various copper plates of or Lakshman Sen, Ballar Sen, which was preserved in Barandar Museum. Those things regularly happens. They temper those things, and that they
So you're saying
go.
that Bangladesh has neglected the historical
Yes, yes,
evidences, copper plate, they go missing.
yes. Yes, I don't say it was missing, and this was the last copper plate
Hmm.
discovered from the Deva dynasty of Birazar Deva, and after that, after even during Pakistan East Pakistan rule, At that time, some work also happened by the Daniel, by historian Daniel of Pakistan, East Pakistan. Did some work on Deva dynasty, but after that, after 1971, no work happened on Deva dynasty. Almost it is just like stopped suddenly.
Hmm. And would it be right to say that all the surnames, which is Roy in English, Roy, that's actually Rai, what was earlier known as
Yes,
Rai?
Rai in means chieftain or Raja or Jamindar, things like that.
Hmm.
Rai means and in Tariq Filosai, Donuj Rai was titled as Rai e Bangala. Okay, so Donuj Rai had many titles, so that is why sometimes people fail to decipher who was the actual Danuj Rai or Danujari Madhava, Dasarat Deva. He was referred in various names. So that's how these things happen. So after the Battle of Diari Bangla, you know, Battle of Diari Bangla, Bogra Khan lost that battle in Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. It happened around Sonargaon area. Uh, he launched a campaign to recapture the Sonargaon and Bikampur region. He launched a campaign through alliance with Ming Hete of Burma, Arakan. And why should we remember, you know, Danuj Rai? Because he was some of the rare heroes of Indian history who successfully defeated both Mongols and both Turks. During I will tell that story. Where is that?
I mean, while you're searching, I think another interesting fact, we had an alliance between a Burmese king and a Bengali king. And this again is completely neglected in our history, right?
He was a Burmese king. He was a Arakanese king
Hmm.
because Arakan territory of Arakan, if you
Hmm.
match over the Deva territory and current Arakan territory, they are all their neighbors. So there was some trade negotiation alliance. That thing was over there, you know. So what happened is, yes, over here. Pradurvava Dharmata Sena Vamsan. This is another of Harivanso, Harimishra's Karika. Danuja Madhava Sarvo Gupoiva Seva Padambuja. And according to some traditions, he was somewhat related to Lakshman Sena. Somewhat he was, many suggest he was a maternal grandson or something like that to Lakshman Sena. He was something like that. He was eligible to capture the uh, eligible to be the to declare he is the descendant of or he is the successor to Sena. You can see various title he takes that was used previously by Lakshman Sena. That's how he portrayed himself, and he defeated, Mongols. Or not he defeated their alliance of Arakan and the Deva dynasty had an alliance in 1276. Around 1276, uh, the Kublai Khan, attacked. Uh, you know, where is the yes over here. During 76, Kublai Khan attacked Burma, and he defeated Burmese kings, and he wanted to expand his rule further south of Burma, and he wanted to capture the Mians of Arakan. Uh, when that thing happened, Deva dynasty helped them with arms, ammunition, and manpower, and they helped. It is said they helped them with 12,000 horsemen and 200
2000.
Bengali infantries.
2000 elephants is what it says. 2000 Bengalis.
Yes, 2000 Bengali and Ming Dynasty elephant. Ming Dynasty had elephantry, and it is not mentioned how many among the horsemen were Bengalis. That is not mentioned over
I mean,
here.
that's a huge number. I think they have helped quite a bit if the 12,000 horsemen were
Almost their
sent.
combined power was around 1200,000 horsemen. From Kublai Khan side, how many manpower was involved? That was not mentioned by Marco Polo.
Okay,
What
and I
Marco
have
Polo?
a question here. I'm sorry if I sound very disconnected, but my understanding is by the time Kublai Khan is invading Burma, China doesn't exist. Kublai Khan, it's the Yuan dynasty, right?
You
So
know,
where is Ming dynasty
Kublai
coming
Khan.
here?
If you see Kublai Khan, he was very much Chinese. He was absorbed by Chinese culture.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly. So they, when you say Mongol, it's actually the Chinese that are invading. That is the
yes, yes,
Mongolized Chinese, the Yuan dynasty. They are invading.
yes.
So where does the Ming dynasty
Semi
come here?
Chinese, semi Mongol type.
Yeah. So where does the Ming dynasty come here?
This Ming dynasty, this Ming dynasty is Ming Hette.
Ah, the Arakan.
Arakan is Ming
Okay,
dynasty,
because I
not
was getting
Chinese Ming
confused with the
dynasty.
Chinese Ming dynasty. Okay,
No,
now I'm
no,
clear.
not Chinese
Sorry
Ming
about that.
dynasty.
Okay,
Because how it happened when it is invading Burma and there is Ming
okay.
dynasty. That can happen. And how will Bengal connect with China? There isn't any pass or something like that. So there was only Ming dynasty, one Ming dynasty in Arakan that used to be the neighbor of Bengal.
Got it.
So during that time, he helped them, and the you know Marco Polo describes that was a victory, but uh, they were not able to capture Arakan anyway. So I can't understand how it was a victory, their victory. he may
Maybe Marco
he may
Polo,
have
I think Marco Polo visited China as well, right?
yes,
Maybe
he
he
was
had to,
writing this
maybe he had to
text
write it
in
like
his
that so that he could get
yes, yes,
good
so that he can
accommodation.
praise the emperor. So that's like that.
Yeah,
So during that time, they helped him. So that's why when it came to their turn to help Devas, so they helped Devas during that time. Being hated, helped Devas. Although through the help, Arakani sources say that there was a king named Nagapu king who helped him in and he was a vassal or something like that who helped in countering the Mongols.
the Nagas
And,
basically, Nagas of Nagaland.
no, no, Nagapukin means the older one when that battle happened between the older chieftain or something like that.
Okay,
In Arakanese language, it is Nagapukin means the older one or elderly one, something like that. It says.
but we don't know who they are. It's a group of people
Who he was,
who
but
he was.
we
Okay.
presume during that time in Bengal region, you know, in Bengal, during 1300, also during 1300 or 1400, Bengal wasn't called this whole region. Bengal was called, and the definition was in Chajapar that the surrounding regions of Padma River.
Hmm.
This was the Padma River.
Yeah.
the, the surrounding east and west coast was called Bengal. Bengal means Banga. Banga means Banga province. Al means the Al is a Dravidian term. Al means the boundary. You know,
Hmm.
Banga means the boundary of Bengal. Bengal Peninsula. It's Banga.
Hmm.
Boundary of Banga was called Bengal. So this region was actually called Bengal that time, and it makes
Hmm.
very much sense that the lord of this region was during that time Dasarath Deva.
So isn't
And
it ironical that what we now call West Bengal was actually not Bengal? What is actually
no,
Bengal is Bangladesh.
it is the most hilarious thing that
I think
what
same
we
thing happened
actually
with
call
Punjab, right?
now
We call
Bengal.
it Punjab, but then it's literally two rivers flowing. It's not Punjab. I think India
Yes,
did
yes,
not
yes.
get Bengal. India did not get Punjab. Like I think it.
Yes, yes, it is hilarious because what we call now Bengal is not actually Bengal. We can say it is part of Banga.
Hmm.
Banga was this region. This is Bhagirathi River
Hmm.
and this is Padma River. The land between this region, some of this part are in
The
West Bengal.
delta, basically, you're saying. That's the
This
delta region.
delta was called Banga. and
Okay.
this boundary region of this delta was called Bengal.
Hmm.
This region.
And I know this is slightly deviating, but I know during the partition of Bengal, the people of what are now West Bengal called themselves Ghoti or Ghati, I think, and the people from Bangladesh. Is there some
Ghati is a
connection?
term. We don't prefer ourselves. Say Ghati. You know,
Hmm.
we prefer us ourselves say Radi.
Rai. Okay.
Ghati is a slang word. You
Okay.
know, because we used to we say ourselves in various slangs that like you we call themselves Lota.
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 Like a lota?
So they called ourselves us Ghoti. Ghoti and Lota is same thing. Lota means what Lota means. The Ghoti means same thing.
It's the same.
So it is type of slang.
Okay.
So
So
okay.
basically, people were calling each other different types of pots on either side of the river. Like, is this like a differentiation thing?
I wouldn't describe when uh, uh, during partition there
Hmm.
wasn't a bathroom or toilets in someone's house. you know
Ah.
so they went out. They used to go outside, and because they were refugees, they didn't have any homes or something like that. We started calling them lotas, and
Ah.
they were enraged, and they started calling ourselves
Okay.
Dhoti,
So
something
this is
like
like a
that.
conflict because of the partition due to the pressure of suddenly people moving in, not having a home.
Yes, yes.
Okay, very interesting. Sorry, please continue.
So during that time, uh, this was after Battle of Diari Bangla. Uh, there was a counter attack of Ming Hete. You know, during when Ming Hete did the counter attack, uh, Danuj Rai captured up to this region. He captured the whole region over there, this Sonargaon, Bikrampur, and he became the overlord of whole region. And for 20, 20, not 25, for 20 years almost, 20, 22 years, almost 22 years, they was ruled in this region entirely.
Hmm.
And after several attacks, several campaigns, they were not able to recapture those parts of Eastern Bengal.
Okay.
Although the Burmese sources, sorry, not Burmese, Arakanese sources say otherwise. They say that because they helped in the battle against the Sultan or governor of Bengal during that time, they were the overlord of that region, and Dhanushrai was their vassal. And it happens often in, if you see Lalitaditya Muktapida, because Chinese were their allies. Chinese in their inscription, in their writings or manuscripts, they called Lalitaditya as their vassal, and it happens often. It is not a big deal, but what happened is after 1294, uh, Donujai captured this whole region. Okay, so we don't know how Donujai died and who was his successor, but we can find and one copper plate. Here is the copper plate of Viradhara Deva. Viradhara Deva was 14th century king, was the king of 14th century. It is obvious from the writing style of his inscription. It is obvious, and his writing style was similar to Deva dynasty. They gave those grants in Kartik Masa. Kartik month is very pious month in Hindu scriptures. And they were Vaishnavas. Deva dynasty were Vaishnav, so that's why they used to give grants in Kartik month. Although probably Biradhara Deva wasn't a nominated successor of Deva dynasty, but he was the most influential one. After 1294, probably Danuj Rai died, and after his death, we don't know what happened to and who became the successor. But in Deva Parvat, we can see two different line of Deva dynasty. In Deva Parvat, Viradhara Deva, Viradhara Deva became the. We don't know who was Viradhara Deva, his brother or distant cousin or his son. We don't know. Viradhara Deva in Deva Parvat, which was the uh, capital before uh, Dev, because Dev shifted the capital over here. He captured this land and shifted the capital in Vikrampur again, which was the previous same capital after Lakshman Sena shifted to Eastern Bengal. He established the capital in Vikrampur, and later on we can find the copper plate of Devu Parvat, which was named after Viradhar Dev. And parallelly, we can see there was another line of Harideva, son of who was the actual son of Dhanujarideva. So we don't know who established those the capital in Chandradeep or Kachua region in Barisal of Bangladesh. Over here, there was another capital, and probably there was two claimants of the throne, and due to that, Deva dynasty also fractured into two parts. And probably Viradhara Deva, son of Viradhara Deva, died. You know, after 1321, and catastrophic flood happened, and after that, you know, uh, and 1346, the Talukpati, who was probably maybe the son of Viradhara Deva, he was Balaram Dev of Sandip region. I'll show you Sandip region. This island was called Sandip. Finally, Balkhi Mysore of Fakhruddin Mubarak Shah ruled. He captured this Sandip island, and almost the Deva dynasty rule almost ended. And I forgot to say, in 1317, during that time, it is mentioned that Samsuddin Firoz Shah, with his son, was able to recapture Suvarnagram and Bikrampur region through brute forces. Uh, it is not shown or not written during that time Dhanujarideva was alive or not. Due to his old age, as mentioned in uh, uh, the Burmese, I mean Arakanese texts, what they are mentioned that he was already pretty much old. He must have died due to old age. After that, probably they were captured to recaptured the land up to Brahmaputra, and later on in 1346 they captured the whole region over there. So Deva dynasty rule become limited over this region. So during that time, various men became the king. So after Haridev, Narayan Dev became the king. After Narayan Dev, Purandar Dev became the king. There wasn't very much description of during that period of time. That probably there was, that was a time of chaos when almost Deva influence limited in one island region, uh, Madi Island region. That after that Purajit Dev, Aditya Dev, Devendra Dev, Hitendra Dev, and l- finally Mahindra Dev became the king. And I'll show you the map during that time. Oh, yes. During that time, this region, you can see this region was also not under their control. They only control this region. This pretty much small region they used to control. And uh, after 2 3 generation, Mahendra Dev became the king, and Mahendra Dev turned the tide reverse, and uh, he again re-established the Deva pride, and he again expanded his influence. And before some time, you probably know collateral Sava. I mentioned collateral Sava dynasty, which was a uh, which was a which was founded by which was the collateral dynasty, second claimant to the throne. There used to be collateral dynasty to first in line of throne. No. So during that time, when Turks captured this region, they appointed Savarsen dynasty of Bhimsena. The descendant of Bhimsena was brother of Lakshman Sen, as the overlord of this delta region. Ganga Brahmaputra delta, this region, Savar region. So they become the overlord. During 1255, one battle happened after Fakhruddin Mubarak Shah, who successfully captured the whole region. He was almost controlling the entire Bengal. Uh, Dev dynasty was in the last bit of threats. When he died, Fakhruddin Mubarak Shah died in the hands of Ilyas Shah. Ilyas Shah declared himself as the Sultan of Bengal. And during that time, Firoz Shah Tughlaq launched a campaign, and the battle happened. Here is gold. Here is gold, and between somewhere here in Malda district of West Bengal, there happened a battle. Uh, it was a battle of Sirgadi. Called Sirgadi means almost uh, the how many heads were cut during the battle. It is not counted. It is was uncountable. Almost, it is said almost 1 lakh of people died during that battle. And in that battle, Ilyasa died, and Ilyasa dynasty, which is very much regarded among Bangladeshi historians, that it was the greatest chant of all time, something like that. Uh, that Ilyasa came to the camp of Firoz Shah Tughlaq in the base in the uh, uh, in the facade of a Darbesh. As a Darbesh, he entered in his camp because if he came himself, he would have been murdered. So he came and cracked a deal with Firoz Shah, and he said that I will pay you tribute. After that, for 3 years, he paid tribute, and after until he died, he paid tribute. So that's how the again Bengal became a vassal. Almost whole Bengal became a vassal of Delhi Sultanate. During that time, the this uh, entire structure of governance in Bengal almost collapsed, and due to that, many uprising happened over here in this region. The collateral Sena dynasty of uh, you know collateral Sena dynasty of Savar, they rebelled against them. And
I have a
Mahindra
question.
Singh,
So when you say collateral dynasty, I understand that's an English term. What would it traditionally be the term used? Like the second in line, the Raj.
yes, yes, it is second in line. In French royalty, there is used to be a collateral dynasty, which something they use archduke or something like that.
Right. So what is
Uh,
the actual terminology used? Collateral is like an English term. What was the term?
collateral, collateral wasn't used anywhere.
Okay.
Uh, it is it was written in his inscription that they ruled this region, and their forefather was Bhimsen. Who was Bhimsen? Bhimsen was a brother, younger brother of Lakshman Sen.
Okay.
So how did they continue those rules during that time? And in the description on Ballal Cheri, there are some about second Ballal Sen. Second Ballal Sen, aka Mahendra Sen. There used to be one resident, uh, uh, one representative of Sultan in his darbar, who used to dictate the king what you should do, you should not do, and something like that. In princely states, there used to be a British resident who used to
Mm-hmm.
dictate the prince or ruler of the
Mm-hmm.
local ruler of India. Also, like a company, how a company used to operate. That's just like that, a system used to exist. And during that time, what Ballal Sen second, or aka Mahinder Sen, did is he killed that Darvesh, and after that Ilyasa sent one expedition to this region, to this region,
Mm-hmm.
sent one expedition, and with 5,000 forces, and they were severely defeated. Although during that time, due to some treachery, almost all the family members of Ballal Sen was burned alive during that time in the castle. So that thing happened. So that's why after Ballal Sen second, his line didn't continue. After Ballal Sen, the Devas captured this region, this whole region. This whole region he captured. Devas captured,
So who captured the
and
entire?
parallel.
Sorry, who captured that part you were showing, the previous map?
That was, I already said during that time king was Chandipara and Mahendradev. And how did they get the Chandipara name? You can you remember when I said that Biswarup Sena offered one Chandi idol to Damodar Deva during that time? So during that time they got the name Chandi Paranan
Okay.
because they offered they carried on that name title later on. Okay, so Chandipara and Mahendra Dev, what he did is he captured this region, you know,
Mm-hmm.
this region. He captured this region, and later on he expanded his influence towards this region also. And during that time, during that time, what happened is Battle of Sarkar, Battle of Pandora. During that time, uh, what happened is uh, after Ilyasa died, one of his son, younger son, obviously, Moijuddin became the king with the support of a Hindu minister named Kansaram Sanda. And he took many more pro-Hindu policies like that. That's why Kongsaram Sannal is regarded in Turkish as Mudammanat al-Turkiyat, means killer of Turks. He's referred in that
What's
time.
his
So
name again?
Kongsaram
The killer of Turks? Which person?
Kongsaram Sannal. He's regarded as like that because during Moijuddin, how many times he ruled we don't know, but Moijuddin was supported by Kansaram Sannal. Later on, Moijuddin and Kansaram Sannal both were killed. And during that time, the Sultanate area was something like that. This just limited to this region,
Mm-hmm.
this region up to this region.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to expand his influence further south over here, because they failed in capturing the Bikrampur region. So he didn't try eastward, he tried westward. So he tried over here, and he was successful in many cases. He killed one of his competitor, who was Mukut Rai of Purvastali region over here in Bardhaman. Was he over here his capital, and he controlled the whole this region. You can see Banga over here, India. The whole region was controlled by him, and he was a loyalist of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. That's why continuously attack after attack after attack. During when Ibn Battuta even visited this Saptagram region over here,
Mm-hmm.
then also he described that the conquest of this region uh, is involved in the battle with the Sultan
Mm-hmm.
of Go.
I
Okay.
have a question here. I think I saw the word Pandua. So I know we had Lakhnauti, we had Gaud, and we have Pandua. Where are they located? If we can just show it on the map.
Pandua will be the next capital, or until and unless now Lucknow was capital.
Mm-hmm.
Pandua was made capital after Ganesh Narayan. Ganesh Narayan became the new king. I will explain when Ganesh Narayan became the king. Okay. So when Ganesh Narayan became the king, thereafter he shifted his capital to Pandua, almost in near the old capital Lucknow, where it is situated. Lucknow is in Bangladesh probably now, or Pandua is in Malda district. It is still in India.
Okay.
You know. So where the Adina Masjid, which is which was and important Adina Masjid, where was Pundreshwar Mandir. Previously, it was called Pundreshwar Mahadev Mandir. In Ballachowit, you can find Pundreshwar Mahadev Mandir over here. There used to be visitor from every religion, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain. There used to be, and those descriptions are in Ballachowit.
So basically,
Hindu,
A
not
Shiva temple was converted to the Adina mosque, is what you're saying.
yes, that was previously named Pundreshwar Mahadev, uh, which is now Adina Masjid, which was done by Sikandar Shah, son of Ilyas Shah,
Okay, Ilyas
and he was
Shah,
very
the
guided king.
pride of Bangladeshi history, his son is responsible for converting that Hindu Shiva temple into the Adina mosque, which is now in
Yes, yes, yes,
Malda district.
yes.
Okay.
And he did it various time. Although some records are only available because the survey of Adina was conducted, and there was found various stone sculptures of Hindu god and goddesses. In Bangladesh, it doesn't happen. They ultimately they destroy those things. Then he tried various campaign. He tried over here in what is now Jharkhand. There was a kingdom called Gopur. Over there used to rule a king named Mahendra Singh. He tried to defeat him. There he got defeat. He became very successful. Bardhaman, this region, over this region, he became successful in defeating Mukund Rai, who was loyalist to Firoz Shah. So he was killed. And later on, when he tried going further south, there he faced defeat in Govardhan Das by Govardhan Das Bhinya, who was the ruler of Hijli and a feudal to Eastern Ganga. Yes, Eastern Ganga dynasty. He was feudal to Eastern Ganga dynasty. He collaborated and gathered forces from all five small kingdoms around him, and he made a large army of 40,000, and they defeated the twice size, which was twice in size. It is said 40,000 forces of Sikandar Shah, and his forces were around 20,000, but they got defeated because they weren't very capable in naval battle, and that was a naval battle around this region. In Hijli region you can find
Who got defeated
it-
in the naval battle?
uh, yeah, Sikandar Shah was defeated by Govardhan Das Bhiya,
Okay, so
and Govardhan Das Bhiya,
the Turks were defeated in a naval battle, which is that the Battle of Jassore that I see, 1423?
no, that
No?
that is another slide, because
Okay.
I was during time was short, very short,
Okay, no,
so
no, no.
I wasn't able to, and it is very, it is because it was oriented in Deva dynasty, so I only put the Deva dynasty maps,
No, no, of course, of course.
and
No, I'm just
I
clarifying.
haven't very,
Hmm.
okay, okay, I haven't very much maps.
Okay.
That is difficult to me, because when I say some other topics, when it is aligned to Deva dynasty, I can explain. But
Hmm.
when I divert to another topic, that can I can
Yeah.
do. So Hijli region was situated around here,
Okay.
in western Midnapur. So Hijli was a island, and now Hijli is in the mainland of western Midnapur. But during that time, Hijli was an island, and various description of Portuguese and British sources says that until 1800, Hijli was an island, and from Hijli that battle happened and he died. No, he didn't die. His chieftain died. What was the name of his chieftain? I didn't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, so later on, he tried to capture this region.
Hmm.
There was Hathiagar. You know, there was Hathiagar. Uh, don't mistake this with
Hmm.
Battle of Jessore. There was
Yeah.
an Hathiagar. There was a king named Akananda and Bakananda, the two brothers. The king was Mahidananda. Uh, and in that battle, one of his brother, Akananda, died, his father died, but what was he able to do? He was able to kill that chieftain whose name was popularly known as Pir Goracha. Often Pir Goracha is worshipped among Hindus. I don't know why they worship him, that bastard. He just tried to capture that region because if I could show you that the Hathiagar region was exactly opposite to Hijli. So if he was able to capture Hathiagar, he could directly launch an attack on Hijli. So that was his plan, but that also failed. And Pir Gorachad, or what his original name, Sayyid Abbas Ali Raji. Yes, original name was Sayyid Abbas Ali Raji. His when he threw the arrow, uh, Bakananda, it went through his jaw and it was cut in half. It is said that's how Sayyid Abbas Ali died. So after those those defeats after defeats after defeats, so later on when Sikandar Shah died, his throne wasn't very much stable. There was many claimants, many, and structure was very much disturbed. And during that time, one of the one among the feudals, one of his, he was also minister of his, Ganesh Narayan rose into the power. He established one puppet king, and there was a battle with Giyasuddin Azam Shah and one of his brothers, Saifuddin Hamza Shah. So there was a battle after the death of Sikandar Shah. There was a battle, and in that battle, that battle happened in Tanor over here. You know, if you search Chalanville in Bangladesh, around that Chalanville, there is a place called Tanor. There the battle happened, and in Battle of Tanor, uh, almost both the claimants of throne was killed, and because Ganesh Narayan was the most influential person over there, he uh, uh, he said he will decide the next king, and he set up a puppet monarch who was the son of Gyasuddin Azam Shah. Later on, he killed him also, and later on, many claimants he almost. It is said that Ganesh Narayan kills five sultans of Gaud, and he used to kill one, and he used to fix another that with another puppet. That's how make he made his ground solid over the throne, and everything was under control of Ganesh Narayan.
So if I
When
can ask a question here. So basically, for more than 200 years of resistance due to the Deva dynasty, the region that is mostly marked south of the, I think, Brahmaputra and Pabna rivers union,
yes,
that region has been much more protected from Islamic invasion compared
yes.
to the rest of Bengal. But now
Hmm.
you're talking about Ganesh Narayan, and this is after the Dev dynasty has already been invaded, correct?
Yes, no, Dev Dynasty has already been invaded, and I have told you during that period, here is Dhanujari Dev.
Hmm.
After Dhanujari Dev, there was a dispute with Haridev and the Virodhar Dev. Due to that, the structure of Dev Dynasty becomes weak, and Dev Dynasty shrink, and they were limited into one island. You
Okay.
know, and after Ilyas Shah was defeated by Delhi Sultanate, the Ilyas Shahi power became weak, and they started re-expanding.
Mhm.
When did that happen? During the rule of Devendra Dev and Chandiparayan Mahendra Dev. From 1255, around sorry, 1200 no, 1346, during Fakhruddin Mubarak Shah, Balkhi Mysore almost captured all the territories of Deva dynasty. Okay, But after 5 or 6 years, when during Ilyasa lost the battle. During that time, the tide entirely reversed because now Ilyasa became very weak because in that battle they lost very मतलब उनका सब कुछ लूट गया था वो
Okay.
उनका सेना अर्थ सामर्थ सब उनका खत्म हो गया था
Okay.
लगभग तो
ठीक है.
दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन Ballal Sen rebelled, Ballal Sen second rebelled, they were only able to send 5,000 troops.
Mhm.
But there was tremendous loss around, if I say battle in Sirkadi, there was 1 lakh losses total from both sides. There may be 50,000 died from Ilyasa or maybe more. So that's how when that happened, slowly, Deva dynasty expanded their influence, and Mohinder Dev was expanding during that time.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, oh, another important thing. Here is the here is the key thing. Okay, when that what was that? Oh, it is not here. Where, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, I didn't keep it here. Oh, okay. I didn't keep that
Okay.
here. During 1391, during 1391, they captured this region.
Mhm.
This was called Navahatta. Over here, Danujmardhan they made an alliance with Sikharbhum dynasty. Sikharbhum dynasty was situated in in Purulia. Purulia is a district in most west of Bengal.
West Bengal, huh?
Over,
What is that
over here,
dynasty called?
Sikharbhum.
Sikharpur.
So Sikharbhum,
Okay.
Sikharbhum. Okay.
Okay.
So from Sikharbhum dynasty, there was a feudal lord named Uttarhamid. You know, so he was a feudal. He was not a feudal. He was a young lord. You can say he was son of a feudal of Samantabhum. Samantabhum is situated in Bankura district, the Chatna. He was a feudal of Sikhar dynasty. He leaded the force from westwards, and Danujmardhan Dev, son of Mahendra Dev, leaded the force from eastward. Over here, their battle happened, and in Navahatta, they captured this region, and Sultanate forces were defeated around around 91. All during that time, Sikandar Shah died. The forces were weak and they captured this region easily. Okay, so Deva dynasty influence was expanded. Not this region, not this Gaur region, except the Gaur region expanded to East and West Bengal, over East Bengal over here up to this region, West Bengal up to this region. They expanded the massive region. So their remaining part was only this region. And over this region, Ganesh Narayan gathered his forces. He took the advantage of the chaos between the claimants of thrones, between the sons and brothers of Sikandar Shah, who was claimants of thrones. The chaos happened, and he took the opportunity. He set up one after another puppet monarch until he gained the advantageous ground to claim the throne for himself. You know,
Mm.
so around 1402, Ganesh Narayan became the king of Gowda. Over here was Ganesh Narayan. He became the king over here. This
Mhm.
whole region was under Deva dynasty, and over here there was another dynasty, Oinwar. They also gathered the forces, and they also expanded their power. And you can say when this region was slowly deteriorating, what was Delhi Sultan doing during that time after Firoz Shah? Delhi Sultanate also fractured after Firoz Shah. And there was small sultanate like Gauds, Lucknowti Sultanate and Jaunpur Sultanate, something like that was started. And Nur Qutubul Alam named Eklari, he wrote letter to Sultan of Jaunpur, Ibrahim Sarki, that my lord, the conditions of the Muslims in Bengal is pretty serious. You must come with your forces and rescue us. So he came up to this region, over here it is Munger,
Mm-hmm.
you know, here battle happened, and battle happened around 1406. In this battle, most importantly, during that time, there was a king. I mentioned Ming Dynasty of Arakan.
Mm-hmm.
During 1402 or 3, a region of Arakan was captured by Burmese king of our dynasty. They captured this region, and during that time, King Ming Samon Nadi Mekla came through this route and this route, and he came up to this region
Mm-hmm.
and go to take help from over here so that he can reclaim his throne. Although he didn't gain help from during that time, but he gave very much economic and military advice. He became one of advisor of Ganesh Narayan, and
So the
he helped in the
Arakan
battle of.
king was advising Ganesh Narayan, is what you're saying. Did I understand
No,
right?
he was. You can say he wasn't king that time because he took refuge during that
Got it.
time in Go.
Okay.
Okay, so over here, the forces of you know uh, Oinwar dynasty and
Mm-hmm.
Ganesh Raja Ganesh
Mm-hmm.
met from Shiva Singha also led the forces from Oinwar dynasty, and this battle was won by Hindus.
Okay.
And from Darbhanga over here, here is Darbhanga to Chittagong. This whole region was there was no trace of any Muslim rule during that time, during that
So
period.
which period is this where Ganesh Narayan has reclaimed pretty much entire control of Bengal and much beyond
No,
Bengal?
Ganesh Narayan didn't claim the entire control of Bengal. He was only ruling this region,
Okay, but by this
this
time
whole
all the
region.
Muslims had been pushed out and other local Hindu kings had
Yes, yes,
taken
yes.
control.
Yes, it was around 1406. Okay,
1406. If I may ask,
1400.
Jyotishmanji, can we stop here and can we continue with Ganesh Narayan in our next session if you're interested? Because I would also like to hear from you, Maiman Singh
Okay,
Geetika. What were the ways in which the Islamization was going on?
okay, fine.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jyotishmanji. You've actually spoken for 1.5 hours.
During after Mahindra Deva,
Hmm.
a son of Ganesh Narayan converted into Islam. Uh, Devas captured the Go region too. And after that, the decline period within 10 years. Okay.
Okay, we'll cover that maybe in the next session. So,
Yeah.
Jyotishmanji, thank you again for your time. I know I had a lot of questions, and I look forward to another session. Thank you.
Thank
Maybe
you.
we'll close with a Shanti mantra. Anyone wants to go?
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः धन्यवादः
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Yadishmanji.